Hi folks, Smokin' Al here. So a lot of my friends from the gym, some people from the forums, they've asked me what I eat, what my diet consists of, kind of how I prep my foods, what I do for lunches, and so on. So when I mentioned I eat a lot of chicken and oats, obviously that's pretty normal. When they ask me how I prep it and what I do for lunches for work, and I show them that I puree my food, obviously that draws some mixed comments. So I thought that I would make a video and show you how I do it. A few of my friends have asked actually how I do it. They might want to try it. If you want to try it, this is what I do. I've pureed a lot of foods. Some worked out well, some did not work out too well. So I thought I would do a video and show you what I have kind of narrowed it down to, what works for me. Do not puree hamburger. Hamburger does not puree very well. The fat comes out of it, and it's pretty tough to get down. So tip number one, stick to chicken. I do chicken and oats. Chicken, ounce for ounce, is probably one of the highest protein content foods around. Zero carbs, great protein. So I do chicken and oats. I'm old. I've been hard on my body, so my joints and tendons get sore. So I prefer to add some collagen. I like this Muscle Tech. The Platinum Collagen has worked very well. I actually do feel a difference when I use this product in my joints and tendons. I add a little bit of salt. I add a teaspoon of salt to my mix. The foods that I eat are naturally low in sodium, so I like to add a little bit. Our bodies actually function better in a certain level of salinity. So to just say you want to be on a low sodium diet if you don't need to be on a low sodium diet may not be the best thing. I do some oats, and I like a high protein diet. I know there's a lot of talk about that, how much protein we really need. I like to keep my protein high, so I add a little bit of protein. I just like a vanilla. Right now I'm using the Dimetize. I like a casein because I'm eating this during the day. These are my lunches that I take to work. So I eat about every 2 hours. So I like a casein that just lasts me all day long. So for starters, why would you want to puree your food in the first place? I know it sounds kind of weird, but how I got started doing this, I manage a very busy auto center. And during my busy times, I would go sometimes 6 to 8 hours without eating. And that doesn't work for me. I like to eat about every 2 hours and keep food in me. So I remember seeing a video on YouTube. I think it was a dare. Somebody dared a kid to puree up a bunch of food with water and drink it. He did. He got a lot of clicks. But I remembered that video and I thought, all right, well, that's a way that I can get some macros in me fast and easy at work. And I started doing it. And I will warn you, if you try this, once you try this, you'll never go back to chewing food again. What a waste of time that is. So I pre-cook up my chicken in the interest of time. I already have all of my chicken cooked. This is about 8 pounds of chicken. I trim off all the fat. It's unseasoned, skinless, boneless chicken breast. I just bake it at 350 for about 50 minutes. One tip I'll give you, as soon as it comes out of the oven, I like to take it out of the trays that I cooked it in. I don't want to reabsorb fat and moisture back into the chicken, so I take it out and I just keep it on plates until I cut it up and measure it up. So let's get going. So this is what I do basically. You want to get your scale going, tear it to 0. And I just cut it up into chunks just to help the pureeing process. about 9 ounces. Right now I'm doing 14 ounces of chicken, a cup of oats, a teaspoon of sodium, and an added scoop of protein. That combination is about, it's just over 1,000 calories. It's about 1,020 calories. It's about 145 grams of protein. It's very easy to get a lot of protein doing this. It's about 145 grams of protein. And I want to say it's only about 60 grams of carbs. So the carbs are nice and low in it. It's great when you're on a cut because you can really tailor this. If I want to dial back my calories, dial back my carbs, the first thing I do when I start to prep for a show, when I go on a cut, I leave my protein high, I leave it at 14 ounces of chicken, but I drop my oats from a cup down to half a cup. About 4 weeks out, I'll go to a quarter cup of oats. And then about the last week and a half, I typically totally drop my oats and I just keep the 14 ounces of chicken. As long as the scale is moving down and I'm losing about 1 pound a week, then I'm right on track. So I've got about 12.5 ounces in there now. There's 13.7 and 14 ounces of chicken. So we'll give a scoop of collagen, help our joints. Teaspoon of salt. Couple of oats. A little more protein. And our 14 ounces of chicken. All right, that should be good and mixed. While that was mixing, I usually will cut up and weigh out my next batch. I already have my containers. I use these containers. I'll split this mixture into 2 containers, and these I'll take 2 per day. And just to kind of clarify, this isn't all that I have during the day. For breakfast, I'll have a bagel and peanut butter, bagel and some jelly, with a scoop of some whey, maybe add some peanut butter or banana in my whey as well. So I do have some normal food for breakfast. These are my 4 middle meals. So I eat breakfast around 6. I'll have half of one of these at 9, the other half at 11, the other half at 1, and then the last half at 3. I'm usually at the gym around 5 or 5:30, and then I eat dinner, whatever my wonderful wife makes for dinner. I have that at a 7:30 area when I get home from the gym. So that's how this is all divided out. A little lopsided, usually them off. I'll top them off with water. Talk about that in a minute. And there you have it. One day, lunch is made. I'll continue on here. After we get done here, I'll continue on and I'll make the rest of them. I'll make 3 or 4 days in advance, and they're all pre-made. No more guessing, no more wondering what you're going to take for lunch. It's all made right here. I top them off with water for a few reasons. One, to get my water intake for the day. I really don't need a whole lot of water outside of what's in these drinks. The other thing is, of course, it does make it go down a little bit easier the thinner it is. And lastly, when you're on a cut, if you are restricting the amount of food that you're taking in and you're on a diet and you're trying to lose fat, it doesn't hurt to just have some more volume in your stomach, just something taking up some space. So I top them off with water for that reason. But that's it, folks. It's pretty easy. You can tailor your carbs, whatever you want to put in this. You could add your greens for the day, whatever. You can add more chicken, take out chicken. If you want to add more calories, you can take out more calories, whatever you want to do. So again, if you try it, you'll never go back. Take care, folks.